Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialists plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And now, it's show time!
In the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, all the birds talk Disney and the listeners swoon. In the tiki 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 hut, welcome to our enchanted hideaway, you lucky people, you. If you weren't listening starting right away, we'd be out of an audience too. In the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut.
Hello and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. This week on the show, this is episode 278 for the week of April 4th, 2019. As you can hear, Keith is with me once again.
I am. Baseball season again.
We're talking baseball.
It's just a fantastic time, and I know that warmth is just around the corner. I can feel it.
Yeah, if you live in Florida.
Well, yeah, but even here in Ohio, it's coming.
Yeah, so you say.
Well, it has to at some point.
True. So, Keith, what's the countdown for your next trip?
Let me check my countdown app here. I have 184 days. It's a bros trip. It's just my brother and I. It is my birthday. It's like a weekend trip. Alex's Edge will be open then, which is phase one. He is a humongous Star Wars fan, and I mean big Star Wars fan. He's got a podcast. It's called There Is Another Podcast, and I'm not sure if I'll see any other park except for Studios that whole 3 days we're there. I did convince him to go at least as far up on Main Street for a foot long at Casey's. So at least I know I will get to see the castle at some point that trip.
Honestly, my guess is it's going to be one and done. He's going to go and be like, I think I'm good for now because I just think the crowds. I don't think you're gonna really truly gonna be able to experience Galaxy's Edge in the beginning.
I was kind of hoping for sort of extra hours party or something. I mean, even if it's a ticketed thing, it's probably worth it. I don't know if they will, but that was kind of our hope. He said he would stand in line, and I quote, as long as it takes to ride that Falcon ride. So I told him that there's a good chance that I will be FaceTiming him from some other park because I can't see a flight of passage peaked at 6.5 hours for standby, and that's not Star Wars.
Right, exactly. But there won't be any fast pass, so that'll help a little bit.
It should, yeah. I mean, it's fun for me because he is so excited about it,
right?
And stuff. So that's it's weird. It's like at first when the date was announced and we knew that our trip was past that date, my mind went immedely to the crowds and waiting, but in his mind it was just pure 10-year-old kid excitement. So it was kind of nice to kick the old man syndrome out of me real quick.
Right. All right, so why don't we take a short break and I will throw it over to Steve.
Hi, Steve from Disney Diary here. This is What's News.
Well, what have we here?
Disney villains will descend upon the Magic Kingdom this summer during the Disney After Hours specially ticketed event. Guests will see a new villain stage show, Maleficent, the fire-breathing dragon from the afternoon Festival of Fantasy Parade, will be seen around the park at night, and villain-inspired additions will come to the Pirates of the Caribbean and Space Mountain. The Disney After Hours events give you 3 extra hours in the park after it closes to the general public. Ice cream novelties, popcorn, and select bottled beverages are also included in the cost of admission. The cost of admission is $139 plus tax in advance per person, $144 at the gate. Tickets for the Villains Disney After Hours event will go on sale April 29th. The 2019 Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is expanding to 87 days this year. The festival will take place starting August 29th through November 23rd. The first day coincides with the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. Interesting. 6 days after the festival ends, the 2019 Epcot International Festival of Holidays kicks off. Those dates are November 29th through December 30th. One major change to this year's Food and Wine Festival is that the Eat to the Beat concert series will not run the complete length of the festival, so the stage can be prepared for the Candlelight Processional. This year's concert series will be held on August 29th through November 29th.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
A new progressive dining experience will be offered this summer at Animal Kingdom, themed to The Lion King. The Lion King Circle of Flavors Harambe at Night starts off at the Wildlife train station, where you kick off the evening with some light hors d'oeuvres, snacks and beverages while enjoying acoustic music. You then hop on the train to ride over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. When at Planet Watch, you receive more light bites and drinks while meeting Timon and Rafiki. You then hop back on the train, walk over to the Harambe Market for the main event. Throughout the marketplace, you'll enjoy an array of sweet and savory dishes paired with some unique beverages. This event kicks off July 24th, 2019. The cost is $125 plus tax for adults and $99 plus tax for children ages 3 to 9. ABC Commissary at Hollywood Studios will be undergoing a number of enhancements during the next few months. The changes you see will include self-service beverage stations, new Art Deco-inspired elements and furnishings, a new pot roast served over mashed potatoes and root vegetables with beef gravy and onion straws, and the ability to make reservations for dinner. Currently starting at 4 p.m. daily, you can enjoy a fast casual dinner experience, allowing you to place an order at the cash register, take a pager, and find a seat. When the order is ready, the food is served at the table. With the addition of reservations, you'll now enjoy the fast casual dining experience with guaranteed seating. Reservations are now available with bookings starting on June 2nd. Please visit us at DisneyDiary.com for the latest news. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Disney Diary. Now, back to the Tiki Hut.
We are back from break, and I want to thank Steve for the news again this week.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. So this week, we are going to talk about something that both Keith and I have recently experienced, and that is going to be the after hours at the Magic Kingdom.
Yay!
Now this is a extra event you have to pay for. The going rate is, I think, it's $125. I ended up getting it for, it was either $8 or $9 or $99 because I was a DVC, and I think, Keith, you were the same because you're an annual pass holder.
AP, yep.
So we're going to talk about, like, we think if it's worth it later on at the end of the show, but just off the bat, just taking $30 off, it makes a huge difference, and it's easier. It's easier to appreciate it a little bit more. But with that, you get to go into the park. I think it's 2 to 3 hours before the event starts. So for my event started at I think it was 8 or 9 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock. So no, it was 9 o'clock. So it runs for 3 hours. So it runs from 9 to 11 o'clock 9 to 12 o'clock for me. So it takes a little while for the crowd to get out of there. So usually
it does.
It's about 45 minutes to an hour before you really feel the crowds die out. I mean, you don't see it. Once 9 o'clock comes around, nobody else is getting on the rides except for you because they're going to check your band for it.
Well,
they were checking us every time.
for like the first, I would say like 45 to an hour, they checked the wristbands. But like after that, I guess that they just assumed that like that the other people had left already, and they weren't even asking for them anymore.
No, they were for us. The only time we weren't checked is when we got snacks. That's the only time we didn't get checked.
Oh wow,
it's interesting. So,
yeah.
All right. So we'll talk about it a little bit. We'll see. One of the things that I was shocked. Well, one of the things for me anyway, it wasn't as slow as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more, not by any means. I mean, I've done a Halloween party, I've done a Christmas party. Those are packed. This is nothing like that. But if you go there expecting to get on to Mine Train in 5 minutes, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, ours was like Valentine's Day night, so I'm not sure if that played a factor. But I mean, it was a Thursday night. It did actually seem pretty slow. I mean, I think we had 10-minute wait for the Mine Train, and I think that's as long as we waited for anything that night.
Wow. See, now for us, Mine Train was 20 minutes, and this was at 11:40.
Oh, wow.
Every time we'd go by it, it was, at like 9 o'clock, it said like an hour. At 10 o'clock, it said like 45 minutes. At like 11 o'clock, it said 30 minutes. So that was one attraction that had a really long wait. And then Big Thunder Mountain was also long. That was always like a 15-20 minute wait. The two times that we went on that. So we were surprised with that. But there was literally no wait for Space Mountain. It was literally walk on.
Yep.
I mean, it took you more time to walk to it than it did to wait. We were in shock. I wanted to go on it again, but Sharon didn't want to do it, and I didn't want to do it again by myself, just because I'm there to be with Sharon anyway. So it was kind of pointless.
It was nice that Peter Pan was actually a queue line and not a fast pass line.
Really? See, it had fast pass line for us.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Was yours a weekend?
No, it was a Thursday night. It was the last one of that was the last one for a while anyway.
Huh. He did have Cinderella's carriage out for photo pass. I'm sure that's a Valentine's Day thing.
Oh, maybe because I didn't see that.
Which was really cool. That wait was fairly long. As far as the rides, I mean, we pretty much went and walked on everything there. The worst part for me was the snacks. The carts had humongous lines. They were continually running out of stuff. Wow. They couldn't keep them stocked fast enough. I mean, you saw cast members, and I felt kind of sorry for them. I mean, they just were pushing the dollies as fast as they could to stock the carts.
Yeah, the carts weren't that busy. I don't know, maybe because it was cooler for us. It was definitely sweater weather, jacket weather.
Yeah.
It was chilly, so maybe that made a difference for us. I mean, there was, every time you'd go, well, some of the lines that had the popcorn, there was probably 6 to 8 people deep, but the ones that just had ice cream alone, there might have been one person.
Really?
Yeah. And then for me,
it's so weird.
It is. It's like I tried. I had a Mickey ice cream bar. I wanted to try it again because it's the first. I haven't had one in many, many years. Still don't like it. I had a Mickey ice cream sandwich. I liked the chocolate part of it. I did not like the vanilla part of it. I did not taste any vanilla, so I wasn't a fan of that. And I had a chocolate covered banana, and that was good.
Oh, I did get a sandwich, which I wasn't really fond of. A couple of Diet Cokes to take back at the resort.
We kept taking. I kept taking waters back. Every time I go up there, I'd ask for.
That's what Jenny did.
Yeah, I'd ask for 2 waters. My back had 8 waters on it.
I know. It was like a Sherpa trying to walk to the park with water on your back.
Because waters are I don't know, $3.50, $4. So I'm
$4 now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm not. We didn't, because we were only there for a couple days. We didn't get our water delivery of our food delivery to our room. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take these, and this would last us. So and it did, which was good.
Yeah, and like we did get a popcorn.
Yeah, we did so.
But then this was like at 12 o'clock midnight. We were just like strolling along, and I'm not sure if I just assumed that the restaurants weren't open, but I saw some people like inside Casey's, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, we were the same thing.
I was like, "Thank God!" I was starving.
Well, no, for us, Casey's was closed. Everything was closed. Main Street was dead. There was none of the stores were open, and we walked by 5 after midnight. Nothing was open. Nothing.
Really?
We were like, all right, let's go to Casey's. Let's grab a hot dog. We're hungry. We're gonna, we'll eat. Wasn't open. We're like, okay, we'll go to the bakery. The bakery will have something. Nope. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the confectionery. We'll just get something sweet. Nope. Not open. Emporium. Nothing. I'm like, seriously? I need something here.
Well, the only thing, the bakery was closed. The confectionery was open because we took a bunch of stuff home.
Wow. Really?
And like I stopped at Casey's and got like a foot long, like a chili cheese dog and some fries, and like I was so happy. It was like a kid like on Christmas morning because the food court at this resort was shut down.
Right.
At that point, I was like starving, and I was like, "Oh, thank God!"
Wow. Yeah, you got lucky. No, we didn't have that.
Like it wasn't free. I mean,
I know, but still,
I paid for it, but I was happy,
right,
to pay for it because I was so hungry.
So also there's no fireworks, there's no parade or anything like that going on, which is perfectly fine because you're really there for the attractions and the free snacks. So
right,
that was good. Like the other things that we did, we didn't go on the TTA Splash Mountain. We didn't do because it was way too cold. I did not want to get wet, and Splash Mountain's been very wettery for people lately. So whatever that's a word, wettery. And we just like, nope, we're not going to do
now.
that. Yeah, it is now. It's wettery. And hashtag wettery. And we just were like, no, we're not doing this. It was too cold. Pirates was good. Pirates was just, most things were no more than a 10-minute wait, except for Peter Pan. Even Peter Pan had a 20-minute wait. Even Winnie the Pooh, we ended up waiting like 15 minutes to get on Winnie the Pooh.
Really?
Yeah. We couldn't believe it.
It's so like strange that experiences are so different.
And
for the same event, the same Thursday night.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Dumbo was a walk-on. We got on Dumbo. We were the only people on Dumbo. And we stayed on that for an extra run. That was fun. And we didn't do the Barnstormer because there was nobody... There was nobody good. The Barnstormer wasn't even. I think it was running empty, and it was it was just crazy. Like some things had lines, some things didn't. Jungle Cruise was walk on, so that was easy. We ended up doing that. That was like the first thing we did because we had a fast pass for Pirates, so we did Pirates, and then once the event started at 9 o'clock, we did Jungle Cruise and was walk right on. Haunted Mansion was. Even that, I think it was like a 10-minute wait. I don't think it was more than that.
Like I said, it was like 10 or less on pretty much everything. I think the longest one we had was the Mine Train and the carriage for the photo pass. But like this was our like final night. It was like a shorter trip. We always try and end our trips like at Magic Kingdom and stuff, and since the park was only open until like 9 o'clock, we couldn't. We spent, I think, more time just like strolling around and taking the whole park and stuff in as kind of our final goodbye, so to speak, for this trip. I mean, we did attractions and stuff too, but this was more for us, was just enjoying being there.
Yeah, I mean, that was sort of like us, but we were enjoying being there with no kids,
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, that was the best part about it. 'Cause I have been to Disney several times without the kids, but this was Sharon and I's first trip together without the kids, period. Anyway,
Right.
So it was nice for just us to get away, but it was nice for us to like experience Disney World on our own without the kids. Because even the last time her and I did Disney was in April of 2010 before my son was born, Connor.
Oh,
So, and even then, Sharon was pregnant with Connor, and she couldn't do a lot of the attractions. So,
right.
it's been a long time since we've done Space Mountain, just her and I. So, probably 10 years.
I can see like you standing like at the hub, like Braveheart, just like screaming freedom, like real loud.
Yeah, pretty much. You're pretty close to it. But I mean, you were walking around the park, and there would not be a lot of people. Like I was saying to Sharon, I was like, this is what the Magic Kingdom used to be like at night 10 plus years ago.
Right.
That's how nice it was walking around the Magic Kingdom with very few people. So it's nice in that respect. It's just a shame that you have to spend the money to get that experience.
Exactly. If I didn't get that AP discount, I can't see like spending would have been like $250 or $260 for the two of us for that. I can't see spending that. But the situation, I think, it dictated it was like, was worth it for us to do it. Did we really get our money's worth out of it? Probably not. As far as the, snacks and the perks and stuff go. As far as like, experience and memories and just being there with her and I at night, because no one is around you, and that you can just like stop and take it all in. It's definitely worth it for that.
Yeah, I think that if it's a smaller trip, I think that doing one of these after-hour events is a good thing to do. I think if you're going there for a week, isn't something that I necessarily would spend the money on.
Right.
But if you're looking at like a 4-day weekend trip or something like that, I think spending that money is definitely worth it. But also, it's got to be at that $100 price point for me to do it. I'm not like you said, I'm not shelling out $250 to experience this. Where, especially if I'm with with the kids and Sharon and everything. I mean, you're looking at over $400 for everybody. But,
right.
At the $100 price point, I think it's worth it. But I also think that I'd rather spend my money on this and then one of the Christmas parties, just because those are so crowded that you can't really enjoy the attractions because the lines are so long. That the events, those extra events you're paying for, it's pretty much just the fireworks and the parades that is worth spending that extra money for, but not $100 worth to enjoy those parades. I'd much rather spend $100 and do as many attractions as I can in the Magic Kingdom with much shorter lines.
I think too, I mean, even if you don't get discount, if it was a shorter trip and say you didn't spend the extra money for a park hopper pass and spent that at savings, like so to speak,
right?
For this, probably worth it. But you just kind of have to see, if it fits with your situation,
right? Yeah, because if you're going to go from a 4-day to a 3-day and spending an extra, you're looking at what is it, $85-$90 a day when you're at up to a 4-day park ticket anyway. If you instead of doing 4, go down to 3 and spend the extra money into after hours. I can't speak for the other parks, but I think the one at Magic Kingdom is more worth it than anything else.
Well, there's more attractions there.
Right.
Like if I was doing it at Studios right now, I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, because even I know people that have done the Studios one, and they've waited 45 minutes all night to ride Slinky Dog.
Right.
So if I'm not getting a couple things of Slinky Dog in, it's not worth it to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's essentially a whole extra day's admission ticket for 3 hours.
Right.
I mean, so it's just like with everything else. It's just a situational thing. If you can, great. Like you might have to cut someplace else to do it. But like Sean said, if it's a shorter trip, it's probably worth doing it for sure.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add?
I want to know like why like certain things were open when I was there and not when you were there.
I know. I'm interested in that as well. I don't know why. It's kind of now I'm really disappointed because I couldn't get to eat.
I mean, so it's like if any CMs are out there that have this information, would you please like pass it along? Because even if it's not, like publicly known, I'm just awfully curious.
Yeah, true. All right, so I think that's going to do it this week. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rentals at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check the store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook at Enchanted Tiki Talk, Instagram and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast. You can leave a message on the Tiki Talk hotline at 256-4MyTiki. If you enjoy the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes. I actually haven't checked that in a while, but please do so. You can find me on Twitter at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream. MouseWorldVacations.com and MousePros.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Dole Whip Daily.
For all you big spenders out there, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you get out there and book. If you want to book
money,
contact me. I'll hook you up. And Alan, be sure to take it away.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And by kingdomstrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.